This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
All right.
Let's go. 15th of November, 2020. It's the 217 Recovery Podcast. My name is Corey Winfield. Marty Liston's here.
Hey there.
What up?
What up?
It's been, I guess, couple days. Just one show, though. Mm-hmm. We had the special show
Right.
on Friday, so is that why you took off yesterday? Or it's in the contract, you only do a couple a week? Or no, just kidding.
No, I was just going to let you guys, take the floor.
Yeah, it was cool, though. I don't know if you listened to it or not.
I haven't yet.
This is called Cop Talk with Tony.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good.
Tony's a good guy.
Yeah, he is. He had a lot of fun, and he is a good guy. It was a good podcast. I had fun with it. That's what makes it a good podcast. Did I have fun? Yeah, then it was a good one.
Right.
Some people might be like, well, you guys didn't really talk about recovery until about 30 minutes in. Well, that's the
We do
norm.
that.
Yeah, that's the norm. But we were talking recovery. And he kind of brought up a point where he went 5 years without talking to his family.
Oh, wow.
I know, and the connection he has with them now, he's like, it's just so strong, and it doesn't feel like a chore. Because remember, like, when we were in active addiction, it was like, oh, I got to go over there, I got to do that. At least it was for me. It was a chore to be around the family.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, I knew I had to save face somehow and be around them and put on the fake smile, and yeah, things are great. Mm-hmm. But it was a chore. And now, like, when I see my mom, and you did it the other day too, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to go see my mom tonight. We had dinner with your mother. And it's just like, it's sincere, and it's a great feeling.
It is.
Like next week we go Thanksgiving, we're going downstate, and I'm excited. We see little babies.
I know.
It's awesome. But just seeing my brother and sister and nephews and nieces, and it'll be fun.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely looking forward to it. Mm-hmm. So those are things that change when you're in recovery and you start living life how I think it was meant to be lived.
Yeah. I mean, I remember for me it was like, okay, I got to put on my game face and, hold myself best I can. Let's get through this. And it was tick-tock. When's this going to be over? Mm-hmm. And it's sad, when I think about it now, that I had that mentality about, spending time with people that love me. But, it's not where I was. In my life, I was not a healthy person, and I was ashamed of what was really going on. And was I going to be able to pull one over on them again? That things are actually not as bad as they really were. God, yeah. So don't have to live like that anymore.
Nuh-uh. So do you know what today is? November 15th.
I knew it was November 15th, but what significance is that?
Man,
And you're from Michigan.
Yeah.
You don't know what today is?
Huh.
November 15th.
No.
Wow. Some would say it's a holiday. A lot of kids at school get a free pass not to show up.
What's the holiday?
It's opening day to rifle season.
Okay. See, I can't believe you actually were making me feel bad for a minute.
Oh, that's right. You didn't grow up like I did, hunting for food and.
No. No, it's
squatter.
not. I mean, that's
Just
not
kidding.
one. That's not one that sticks out for me that day. But
So because like at our school, like half of the school wasn't even there because hunting season started.
Really, even the little tykes
But yeah, they gotta go with their parents usually. Like if
hunting.
dad goes away.
Guess so.
I thought you dated some dude that had tractors and stuff.
What does
worked on his
that have to do
car.
with anything?
Well, he would have known November 15th. It would have been a big deal.
Exactly. He would have known. That doesn't mean I had to know.
Because he'd have been like, all right, I'm going away for the weekend. And he'd be like, all right, I'm going to hook up with all your friends.
Oh, my God.
I don't know what women do when men go to deer camp.
No, that was absolutely not the case. But
I'm going to go hit the bar
I was doing that anyway.
and see what other men who don't
No,
like killing stuff
not-
are doing.
No.
They like killing stuff, just not animals, if you know what I mean.
Sexual relationship.
That's probably not how they talked where you used to live.
No.
But anyway. So it's kind of a big day today. You've never been hunting? I have been.
No, I have never been hunting. I pushed deer before, but that was it. Like once.
For Edgar and them, the tractor guy.
Yeah.
So you've been hunting.
And that's not hunting.
Like, I want you to go push them deer.
You walk.
Push them
You walk.
deer out them
through.
woods over there. I'm going to wait right here.
Yeah.
When it comes out, I'm going to kill it. Then we're going to skin it. Then we're going to eat it. Only thing I know how to eat. Okay, I'm going to stop there before I finish that sentence. But Earl Nems, did you get to witness a murder or a kill?
No, I didn't. But I mean,
Punk ass.
I've been around more of the, like, what do they call it? The processing stuff. It's all like there's a
The meat
dead
market.
deer hanging in the garage, in the pole barn.
Oh,
Guts everywhere.
yeah.
It's a little disturbing, but
Some people just hang around their front yard.
And then I think in Dexter, downstate, they used to have like this deer pole, like this place where people would like hang them, like before they processed them on opening day, or whoever got them on opening day. I think it was Dexter. I can't remember.
We would kind of do our own, except for like the grinding up the meat for like hamburger and stuff. Like the steaks. And like I got suckered into like saying I shot a deer. I didn't shoot a deer at all. And I told the story before on the podcast. I don't know where it's at. It's probably called deer hunting. I don't remember what it's even called, but so I'll tell it again for people just now discovering the podcast. Here's the deal. So I was 14, maybe 15. And we'd go hunting up here, actually, in northern Michigan, Buckley and Mesick, around their area. So they would call it being the dog. I would dog through the woods, chasing the deer out. And this year, I was able to sit. I call it sitting when you are the ones like sitting. And so you go in the morning and you sit, and then you kind of get it with a group of guys, and you kind of take turns sitting and walking or whatever. But that morning, I was ready. It was cold, and it was snow. It was like 18 feet of snow. That's what Laura would have said.
Yeah,
But,
right.
I mean, it was a good like 4 or 5 feet. Like it was crazy. So like I'm sitting in this like, I don't know, this hole of snow, freezing my ass off, just going, what in the hell am I doing out here? I'd really be playing Super Nintendo. And then off in the distance, I see this thing hopping. But see, I had a 30-30, and I don't know what, 100 yards, 150 yards maybe, and this thing was way out there. So I thought, well, let me see if I can get a scope on it. So I pulled the scope up, put the butt of the rifle against my shoulder, shoulder like right in there, the little nook. Looked down, scope. He was behind a pine tree. Oh, savvy deer. He knew I couldn't shoot him if I couldn't see him. Them deers are smart, see. So he pops his little head out there. And he was waiting for me to blow his head right clean off. But I didn't, because I was waiting for more of that body shot. Because my daddy told me you shoot it right him in the heart. Behind the shoulder blade there. So I calmly, I waits for him to come out just a little bit more. And then I see him. And he come out. He looked. Like he could see me, but he couldn't because I was so far away. I put the crosshairs right on where it should be to kill him right through his heart. And then I poked it up just a little bit to say, because you know what? he's way farther than what this gun's going to shoot, so I'm just going to aim a little high. And then if I fire, and I did, and the bullet traveled through the air across this field of just nothing to this one pine tree that's out there where this half a deer is sticking out. And then here come the bullet down. I don't know where it landed, but the deer took off running. And then everybody on the whole block started shooting at the deer. And I started shaking like I would shake later in alcohol life when I didn't have any. It was called the buck fever is what I got there, see. I didn't know. I was like, why the hell am I shaking uncontrollably here? I don't know what the hell. And my granddaddy come up and he run up and said, Corey, did you shoot at daddy? I said, yes, I did. And then my stepdad come over. He said, Corey, did you shoot at daddy? I said, yes, I did. So then my granddad said, let's go find it. I was like, find it? He took off running to the wood. My dad said, oh, they can't run from me, boy. You should know that. So he threw the gun on over his shoulder with his strap like he's Rambo. He take off running towards the woods, and he's going to get that deer out there, see. So meantime, he's going to go out and get that deer with his bare hands, I assume, because he threw the gun around his shoulder. So Granddad said, well, here, we're going to track him. I said, well, I don't know how to track him. He said, well, look, I do. Follow me, boy. He grabbed me by my shirt and said, come on, get up, Joe. So I said, okay. And he starts walking, and we walk probably 45 football fields back and forth. And then we get to the spot, which we probably should have started at, which was by that pine tree, where I saw that old nasty deer poke his head out. He bends down, and he said, look, you got him. I said, that's grass. That's not a deer. That's grass. And he's getting old. He said, no, look, pulls up one little hair off a belly of a deer. He said, it looks like there's blood on it. You shot him in the belly. Why'd you shoot him in the belly? You're supposed to shoot him in the heart. And I told him, I was like, well, I see you so far away. I lifted the gun up and I waited to get the crosshairs. And I told him the story. He said, oh, I get it. Same time that's going down. Explaining myself to Granddad. I hear somebody yell, there you go. There you go right there. And then I look over and I see my stepdad run to the road like he is G.D. Rambo. And the deer, they was on a collision course for the road. It's like if he was on a XY axis and one was on X and one was on the Y, and they was just coming to that same point, that point in the middle there, that's the road. Where that deer smelled that sweet freedom. Want to see his children again. My stepdad, he had other plans. See, he beat that deer to the road because he wanted it more. He got down on one knee, decided not to use his bare hands, pulled out his rifle as that deer tried to gallop across the road. My stepdad unloaded the fire of Brad Pitt in the war movie on him. Emptied his clip. That deer looked like he just got tackled by Lawrence Taylor in a Super Bowl. And he fell and made it across. But it wasn't the safety he made it to. He was deaf. So he lay there on the other side of the road. And they look at me. And they say, come on, boy, get up, y'all. So I said, all right, let's go. So I walk up to it. I'm still shaking with the fever, which I later learned to be alcohol withdrawal. But that time I was just a kid. I didn't drink. So I walk up to it, and they realize that's not a big old Sammy buck that they shot there. That's a little old 3-point. On opening day, they ain't gonna waste their tags. So they looked at me, and this is what I did not know at the time because I was young and uneducated. They said, Corey, or grandson, or whatever they call me, you shot it first.
There you go.
You get it, and you gotta gut it. And I said, well, hold on a damn minute. And as soon as I said that, my stepdad whipped out his knife, and I said, no, okay. And he said, no, here, stick it. You want me to stick it? He's like, yeah. He kind of made a motion like he was like throwing something at the deer. I said, oh, you want to stick it? So I took that knife, just like I had seen in the movies, and I threw it. Bounced right off that damn deer. I don't know how to throw no damn knife. All the time he took me shooting. All the time he took me bow shooting, hunting. Not one time he told me